Right, back again to continue with making this baby. Now, for the sake of time, last night I did the leg and one arm, and I'll do one arm and one leg with you now. This body belongs to the this particular head, not the one that we created on camera. Okay, so that one, the reason why I'm not doing that one at the moment is because, remember I said to you I had to find a way to attach the other hands and legs to it, feet. So that's the reason. So anyway, it's in order to show you how to make the hands and feet in this one that hasn't got them. I do keep smoothing as I go along, but there'll be more smoothing to be done before it's actually baked. Now, I cut out some clay and rolled it out, and I'm not sure whether you can see it that way. You're going to have to, because I can't work the other way. I start from the base, from the bottom. Not sure if these were the legs that I had to extend or the other ones. I think it might have been the other ones. So we'll start from the bottom, and it's just a matter of rolling the thinned out clay all the way to the top. But you will add more clay. Now, the idea here is to try and get both legs the same size, so like the same thickness, and even though you cut out and roll what you think are exactly the same amount of clay, it doesn't always work out that way, so you just have to keep comparing and add more where needed. So I'm just attaching this leg now to the body, and you don't have to have a degree in art to know that there's more clay on this one. So that's okay, we'll get there. Just smooth it in all together. Squeeze it in a little bit too. Okay, so up and down, because you don't want it to come out too long down here. So we just continue with this for now. Okay. Today the clay isn't quite as warm as what it normally is when it's a warm day, because the weather's a little bit more mild today. It was quite warm yesterday, but I wasn't home to be doing clay work anyway, so that didn't worry me. Though I love the cooler weather, just absolutely love it. Hate the heat. Okay, we'll turn it over, because as you can see it does need work here as well. Okay. Oops. Just nice and it doesn't have to be super smooth. It just has to be attached nicely onto the aluminium foil, and we're going to, as I said, continue to pile it up. So it looks like it's going to need more both ways. This time, with the other one that I have rolled out to save time, we're going to start, put that aside, from the top. It's the wrong way around. Okay. So from the top, and go to the bottom. Now you might find, as I said before, even though you think that you've done them both when you're cutting and rolling the same size, it's not always the case. Until you actually get it onto the body and that, you're not going to know. So there's another thing that you can use instead of the roller, which I should have, I suppose, mentioned much earlier on, and that is the pasta machine. I don't think they use it for, or that particular one they don't use for pasta, but they roll the clay out and it all becomes like one thickness and so forth, which is pretty handy. I did have one. I gave it to my sister, Mary, because I couldn't be bothered setting it and unsetting it up every time I needed to use it. And my art studio was not then built, not that it is now. I'm still waiting months later for this builder to get his act together and get it done. So virtually I'd had to set it up on the kitchen bench, then unset it, and put it away in a cupboard and take it out again next time I needed it, and it was a pain. So I decided to give it away instead, and found the roller sufficient for me anyway. But if you wanted to try that, you could. So I've had a lot of people asking me to do these videos on sculpting, and as I said in the beginning, and I'll keep reiterating as we go on, the first lot I did were for my sister, and she did learn. I'm quite proud of her actually. She applied her knowledge very wisely from what you could see me doing. Played them over and over and over again until she knew them all off by heart nearly, which is exactly how I learned. And these ones are for her as well, but I just thought, well, seeing I've had other people interested as well, I would just do them, put them on my YouTube channel, and they'll be there for whoever wants to watch them. But as I said from the get-go, I am not, and I'm far from, an expert, so we're basically learning together. But honestly, it is a well worthwhile art to learn, especially if you want to make your own silicone babies. And the fun part with that is that you can get them in, or make them I should say, in all different expressions and so on. I've just got 6 fairies, miniature fairies, that I've done over there, and I can't wait to pour them. They've all got different expressions on their faces, and they'll be available for sale. They're between 8 to 10, maybe 11, 12 inches, some of them. No, I'd say 10 probably would be the max. But something different. They still look like babies, human babies, but their ears are fairy ears. We're getting there, guys. We might need to take some of this clay off. Not often we have traffic down this road in the country, but we do sometimes. Just sounds strange when it's there. Okay, so down to the ankle, making sure that they're both the same size, of course, the legs that is. And as you can see, I think I've got a little bit more clay on this one. That's not an issue at all. I will show you the easy way to rectify that in a minute. Just pushing some more down, up I should say, towards the hip. To the back. Okay. What I do, I get a vegetable peeler. You can do it with a craft knife as well, but I find a vegetable peeler is better for me, because it takes off the same amount each time you use it. So like, in other words, it's just slithers of, as you can see here, it's just slithers of clay, but they're all exactly the same in width and size. And you just shave it off until you think that enough has been taken off. Of course, this is reusable. Just smooth out the lines.